this is your second UFC fight. Is it any different? Is it just a little extra attention because it's international fight week, or is it all the same?
I think it's all the same. I mean, it's nice to fight on big cards. Obviously, I've been on the two biggest cards of the year, UFC 235 and UFC 239. I like that. It's it's fun performing in front of a huge crowd. But at the end of the day, it's me and another person in a cage, and I have to go fight them.
So, I mean, but is this what you imagine, I guess, when you sign up these big events, these big weeks, these big moments?
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. This is what, I always, even from the wrestling days, like my favorite thing was the NCAA championship because there's 20,000 people in the arena, and it was like you worked all year long for this moment, and you get to go out and showcase it. I always looked at it in a positive light, as a lot of people struggle with corners. They look at it negatively, like, oh my God, there's 20,000 people here. There's so much pressure, and I was like, I've been working in a fucking room by myself where no one's watching me, and I get to come out here and perform in front of everybody. What else?
So Ben, people keep complaining about you talking all the time. They say you talk too much.
What?
Do you feel like they don't
Why are
get
you
it?
interviewing me?
Do you feel like they don't get it?
No way.
Not media. I mean other fighters.
Are you
Do feel like they
complaining
don't
right
get
now?
it? No, I love it. I'm just saying, do other fighters not get it? Do they not
Obviously they don't get it. They don't get it. They really don't. I mean, I don't know, looking at the numbers I'm doing, I'm obviously, I don't know, I can't tell you exactly what I'm doing right, but I'm doing something right.
Yeah, it seems like for all the interviews for this particular event, yours seem to be spiking the highest. Do you think that's because there's a new guy in town, or because you're just more entertaining?
I'm saying something that's actually interesting.
Colby Covington, he's got a shot against Robbie Lawler. Do you feel like this is a prime opportunity for you to jump the queue?
Yeah, I've jumped it. Jumped.
I spoke to Tyron yesterday. Tyron says that because nobody else is lined up, everybody else is lined up aside from him and Usman, he thinks he's going to get the next shot in November. Have you guys crossed that bridge yet?
We have not. If he gets a shot, I'd be happy for him.
What if you get the shot? Do you think he's okay with that? He's okay to step aside and fight whoever's next for him?
I would think he would be, yes.
What's up with Walmart getting the interview with you? Are they new? Are they taking over this media landscape here in MMA?
I have something coming out with Walmart, and I don't know that I'm allowed to disclose it. I probably should ask that question. So it's coming out soon, though.
Is it like an exclusive dollar mat? I think that's what they were advertising in it.
Oh, it is. Oh, they did. I didn't even. Don't tell them I didn't read the article. Yes, I have an exclusive Dollar mat, home mat coming out with Walmart in maybe today or tomorrow.
And what makes this mat better than other mats on the market?
Well, it's got my face on it. I mean, that's a positive, right? No, it's just it's a home mat, and I think it's something I can push to everybody, because when I was 7, my dad went and bought a home mat, and in the beginning it wasn't, hey Ben, go wrestle. It was like, hey kids, stop breaking our fucking furniture. Go downstairs and roughhouse with your brother, or play dodgeball or box or whatever the hell you want to do downstairs. Just don't break our furniture. And then as I got older, I'm 12, 13 now, then it became like somewhere I got to go pursue my passion. And so it's like, man, I feel like every family could benefit from having a home mat in their house when they have rambunctious young boys.
Do you feel like Jorge Masvidal bringing this kind of street code into MMA is a bad thing?
I don't know. What's the street code?
That what happened with Leon Edwards, with him saying that if he sees...
Yeah, I don't think you should go punch people for no reason. I mean, I do think there's a balance that, the whole thing like where they say you can't say stuff without consequences. But then if you take that to the extreme, it's like, can I just go punch anyone who's anything that I don't like? Can I shoot them? Like, what am I allowed to do? And then that goes into a pretty scary place. So I think there's rules on physical assault for a reason, and we're not in the fucking Middle Ages. And no, you should not be able to go assault anyone who you think says something that is mean or unbecoming.
With your wrestling and training with him in the past, you said you have a recollection that you basically were able to handle him, but you don't exactly know the extent of which that happened?
Yeah. I remember the feeling.
And what was that feeling?
Feeling was, I'll be able to dominate this guy when I get my hands on him.
Is there anybody you've trained with where you haven't had that feeling?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love those type of people. Marcelo Garcia, he was a wizard. And then there's been a handful in wrestling where there's Jordan Burroughs or David Taylor, those kind of guys.
And when you went up against Burroughs, since your focus has been on MMA, did you go into that knowing that it was just the biggest challenge that you could have at that exact moment?
Yeah, I went and trained with him for 4 days in 2018, so I knew exactly how good he was. And I did it more to raise money for that charity, and then to bring a lot of limelight to wrestling, which I think I was able to do that.
You mentioned assault. Do you think you mentioned assault just now? When Masvidal when Jorge Masvidal hit Leon Edwards in London for sucker punch, or what looked like a sucker punch?
Yeah, it was a sucker punch.
Was that assault?
Well, I think that's up for Leon Edwards to debate, right? I mean, he chose not to press charges. That's fine. That's his right. But yeah, I mean, so it goes like, okay, you don't say something I like. Can I punch you? Is that cool? Can I stab you? Can I hit you with a baseball bat? Like, where's our line? Where's our line drawn? And there's laws for a reason.
Would you have prosecuted over it if he'd done it to you?
I think I would have said, you know what I would have said? I would have said, if you guys don't book me with him next, I'm pressing charges. That's what I probably would have said.
Thank you.
Yes.
Ben, you saw on Twitter, Jorge told us at CBS Sports he wants to end your bloodline on Saturday. Do you want to get into that?
I can't believe CBS would air something so crazy. And I already have 3 kids, so he's screwed.
You got the surgery already? This is a lost cause for him?
And I wear a cup that's very hard to penetrate, so yeah, I think he's screwed.
All right, talk about the dislike. There's a lot of trash talk going back and forth. Do you have real dislike for George?
No. I'm fairly indifferent to him.
All right.
That's it.
We see you squeezing watermelons and popping them on social media. How tough of a matchup is this going to be considering his ground skills on Saturday?
I think he's good. I just don't think he's good enough. Simple as that.
There's a lot of uncertainty in the welterweight division. I'm curious to get your thoughts. How do you think it's going to play out the rest of the year?
I think I'm going to get a title shot. Really soon.
By the end of the year?
Yes, November, specifically.
Some of your opinion in the both main fights of this card, Amanda Nunes against
Oh, it's a tough one. I think that would go either way. I think Amanda's great. Holly's also really hard to hit, and that's something Amanda, Amanda has gotten hard in fights before, so if you want to identify a weakness with her, that's it.
Do you believe she's the greatest of the whole time in the division?
Amanda? Yeah, I think she's the GOAT in females, for sure.
What about Jones and Thiago Santos?
I think Jones by a wide margin.
Is he the GOAT in your opinion too?
That was tough because he has such a checkered history with USADA. I think if you take USADA out of the picture and say he never had those tests, I think the answer to that's yes. With those tests, I think it's very murky territory.
There was incredible anticipation ahead of your UFC debut against Lawler. What kind of statement do you think you made with that performance?
I think it was a very exciting, interesting fight. I think I was able to figure out a way to get a win even when things didn't go my way early. I think it's a great quality, and I wasn't really concerned about what type of statement it made.
How badly were you hurt?
I thought I was fine the whole time. I mean, other people might think otherwise, but when I got slammed and then I was getting punched because my arm was trapped underneath me, it was just like, okay, I just need to get back to my back and get my wrist free, and I was able to do that. And then after that, I was able to get up and get him against the cage and get the takedown and secure the choke.
When it comes to the idea of who gets the next welterweight title shot, do you think it's who looks better between you and Masvidal and Covington and Lawler in August?
No, I think I'm getting the next title shot.
What gives you that confidence?
I just feel it.
You feel it?
Feel it.
You feel it from backroom conversations?
No, I don't talk to Dana. I showed my last text was March 16th. So no, I just feel it.
If you win, do you think your haircut starts to take on life around the world?
It already has. I popularized this haircut, and my hair is very short and tame compared to what it used to be. But a lot of wrestlers go with the long afro.
Does it have a name?
No, a white guy afro.
How about the sperm perm?
Oh man, you're offending me. I don't know what to say to that.
Ben, I got to ask you, we've been talking to Jorge this week, and he's basically said that fans are coming up to him and saying that they don't just want him to beat you, they want him to harm you. Are you feeling that kind of reaction from the fans? What do you have to say to that?
George hangs out with a really delinquent crowd, so I think maybe he's finding some of those people.
Look, we haven't seen your face off yet. We're going to in just a short while because he wasn't at the
Are you excited for it?
I'm excited for it. What are you expecting?
I think he's gonna puff his chest out and yell and scream and act really tough.
Are you looking out for that free piece of soda?
I think the UFC will be smart enough to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay, Ben.
I hope.
I want to take you back to December. We spoke backstage at the UFC Milwaukee card, and I asked you what your goal was for 2019.
Yeah.
And you cut me off and said, I will be the 165-pound champion by the end of 2019. Is that now off the table in your mind?
I don't think it's totally off the table yet. We'll see what happens after that September 7th card with Khabib.
Sure.
Yeah. Else?
Is there any logic that do you see any argument that there shouldn't be a 165 class?
There's no logic whatsoever. None. I mean, I don't want to be offensive, but the women's 145-pound division has literally two competitors. They have two competitors, one of which is going to take her free agency later this month. So then we'll be left with literally one competitor, and that's a division. If you split 55 and 70 three ways, you're still going to have about 70 competitors per division. So from a logic standpoint, no, I don't think so.
Ben, when you say you're going to get the next title shot, do you think that's based on your past, everything that you've accomplished, the fans wanting you to see that fight? Why are you so confident that you're the person?
Just the feeling I got.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
And you know, in the UFC, is there anybody you genuinely dislike, or are you just speaking your truth when you have these verbal?
I would say that spending time disliking people is unhealthy and unproductive, so I try not to do it too much.
Okay, and lastly from me,
if I don't like them, I just try not to think about them at all. They're just gone.
Okay, and how do you see the fight playing out on Saturday?
I think I dominated for 15 minutes.
All right, thank you.
Yep, you got it.